The main dangers in this life are the people who, I'll finish that quote in a moment. Welcome to Coffee with Alain. Appreciate everybody that shows up. Appreciate everybody that shares, comments, listens to replays, listen to the podcast. Appreciate all of you. You know, I'm drinking out of a Be Positive mug this morning. Just as much for me as for you. We need to all try to be positive, even when things are going on that get you down, make you sad, get you irritated, make you frustrated. I've had my share of the last couple things, got nailed with something else yesterday, and it's like, but we got to stay positive. I'm going to make a short one here, and I want to finish this quote. I got to go take my car to the shop. They're finally getting it in today after that woman hit me, back in July. If you remember, after the storm, out getting lunch with the wife because we had no power at the house. Luckily, she was in the car because while I was in line, woman backed out and swiped the side of the car and started to drive off. My wife jumped out and ran and caught her. I ran out, and she said she didn't realize she hit our car. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt. But finally getting that fixed. But trying to stay positive about all the different things. But I like this quote. Before I finish it, I'm going to remind you, go to enjoylifesafely.com. Get that free ebook on how to stay safe in our crazy world. Things are weird out there. Things are crazy. Stuff's happening. Get that book to help you stay safe and keep your loved ones safe. Now this quote. The main dangers in this life are the people who want to change everything or nothing. Nancy Astor. That's a good little quote to think about. I mean, change is inevitable. Everything changes. We're always changing. But, there are people that want to change everything. I see that here in Missoula, and there's a lot of controversy. And you'll hear Montanans, the Californians just want to move into Montana and change everything and turn Montana into California and ruin our state, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And there are people that want to move in and change everything. Well, why did you move to Montana if you want to change it all? However, then there are some Montanans that they don't want anything to change. And they're the ones that yell at the outsiders the most, and they want no change. Well, we have to change. There has to be some change for Montana to continue and evolve. I mean, we're going to change. We want to make positive, productive changes. And sometimes the changes that are happening aren't positive and productive. But both sides, if you want to change everything or you don't want anything to change, according to Nancy Astor, those are the main dangers in life, are people who want to change everything or nothing. And I sort of agree that we don't want to change everything. And people that are like that are, but the people that don't want to change anything and don't want to evolve and change, that's just as bad. There's good that we want to preserve, but there's good in change too. And we have to have a healthy mix. And so we don't want to change everything, but we don't want to change nothing. We need to have that healthy mix. And where that is, people are going to disagree on. And that's when we have to learn to compromise to get along as a society. Compromise is not a dirty word. It's not a bad thing. It's how groups of, especially large groups, are going to be able to live together. We all have to give and take and compromise for the good of the whole. That's the ideal. And we don't see a lot of that these days, especially if you watch the news or social media, which I get just sick and tired of. I try to be some positivity in this mess that we have that seems so negative and so controversial. when it doesn't have to be. So that's just a little thing to think about today. I read the quote this morning and thought, that is something to think about, because change is inevitable, but we don't want to change everything, and we don't want nothing to change. We've got to find that middle ground. I want to say good morning to John. John's here. John says, good morning. Hang in there. I have been swamped with work and family issues. I hear you, John. I have been too. And it's just, all we can do is be positive, stay the course, and keep doing the best we can. Good morning, Dixon. Dixon's here too. Dixon says, give and take to get along. Sounds reasonable to me. That's how societies work. We have to have the give and take, and we have to have the compromise, and we have to realize that there are more than one answer. There's more than one way to accomplish certain things. And it's sad when we see this person say they want this person say they want this, and both of them, what they want are pretty close to the same. It's just they have opposing ways that they believe to get there, and then they want to fight and never get where they want to go because they spend all their time fighting. And that's sort of what our political parties do. They spend more time and resources fighting than they do fixing things and getting the goals that both sides say they want. And part of that is money. Because if we fix things, we have nothing to blame on the other person to be negative about, and you don't open your wallets for it. Because if everything is great, you don't open your wallets. We got proven, it's proven for that. And so that is why there are so many ads saying it's terrible and I'll fix it. Because if I can get you thinking negative and things are terrible, that's when you open your wallet and send money. If everything's great, everything's fine, you're content, no reason to open your wallet. And that's what drives all these ads and messages that we're receiving. And that's why we receive all of these negative ads about how terrible things are, because those are proven to be the ones that get people to donate money. And we need to see through that. And we need to realize that there's some good change and there's some bad change. And so that's my message this morning. I do got to get off here and get the car to the shop. I want to get that fixed. John says, what a concept. LOL. Thanks, John. Appreciate you guys joining this morning. Appreciate the comments. Appreciate all of you listening to replays, listening to the podcast. Be sure to get that free ebook at enjoylifesafely.com. Help keep you safe. You will get an offer to get a course. The course costs less than a pizza, and that'll help you stay safe and keep your loved ones safe as well. Go out, make it a Warrior Wednesday, and I'll see you tomorrow.